It is time for ROFC 12B. Last time I forgot to mention something. I think the scores are getting too out of hand. First and last place are now 16,682 points between each other, or nearly an entire prompt maximum score. So, in order to commemorate the final third of ROFC, I'm going to triple all points from now on. Hopefully that should do something about the growing margins between scores. However, that means I need to rerun my ROFC simulation program to account for both Pipe 314271's disappearance and the expanding of point boundaries. Here goes. Wow. Alien Dude 321, you just have eternal immunity, it seems like. That's all I can say, other than the fact that you still have over a 90% chance of getting top 5 and over a 75% chance of top 3. However, your chance of winning dropped back below 50%. Alien Dude 321, RX the Lion, and Snoop Frog are the only ones with over a 10% chance of winning, even though everyone should have a 10% chance of winning for being in the final 10. Samer Gamer, the world still looks bleak for you, unfortunately. You have over a 50% chance of being eliminated next, less than a 10% chance of even getting top 5, less than a 5% chance of top 3, and less than a 1% chance of winning. Good luck, Samer Gamer, you'll need it. 46 voters cast 501 votes, which is far less than last time. How sad. All responses got either 45 or 46 votes, and the average votes per response was 45.545. Oh, I may have left some people bored with numbers. We need to get to the judging, which is what you all came here for. First up for judging, as always, is Alien Dude 321. Alien Dude 321 said, "I donate it for kindness and become very helpful." Now, the prompt was about knowledge. How exactly do you donate knowledge? I think you may have meant sharing your knowledge. You're not actually losing it by donating it. If anything, you're becoming smarter. Let's see what the voters have to say. Wow, the voters loved this. Apparently, the voters just love receiving knowledge from generous, intelligent humans. That average rating immediately makes you safe into ROFC 13, and it causes you to be the first ROFCer to break 100,000 points. Next up is RX the Lion. He said, "I would finally learn how to add 2 plus 2. Math is hard." Aw, don't be distressed about math, poor RX. I know the numbers attached you fiercely in ROFC 11, but that doesn't have to mean you fear numbers. Let's see what voters have to say. Wow. This is an almost unprecedented level of controversiality. 11 voters loved your response for saying that math is difficult, whereas another 11 voters hated your response for using 2 plus 2 as the representative problem. You could have used a different representative, such as, "I would finally learn how to take derivatives of functions." I wonder how that would rank. Next up is Snoop Frog, who had a double response prize. His lower voted response was, "I'd film myself in my garage, just got this new." It got very poor reception, as you can see. However, that is not the response that will count against his score. The response that will is his higher voted response. I'll finally find out who Dirty Dan really is. Apparently, Dirty Dan is a SpongeBob character. I had to Google it to figure out who it is. Well, if I had to Google it to know, would the voters be confused? Or do most of the voters know the series well enough? Most of them did not, unfortunately. A 4.044 may be a critical fall from grace. After all, you had the coveted double response prize, and you managed to screw up both responses. Object Show Offer is next. His response was, I would use the power to finally cure cancer. That would be incredible for life as we know it, but I'm pretty sure lots of other people want to cure cancer as well. Do voters favor the possibilities or loathe the unoriginality? Wow, they definitely favor the possibilities. 6.311 puts you above even Alien Dude 321 in the race for the legendary triple response prize. Next up is Anonymous, who said, I would cure dangerous diseases and save species. That definitely sounds like a good idea. It even has some nice alliteration to it. How many of the voters are in support of your motion of alliteration to save species from dangerous diseases? Wow, definitely a lot. However, that score barely falls short of Object Show Author. I guess the voters slightly favor the cure of cancer over the salvation of species. We've hit the halfway mark, and Ed King is the next one to be judged. Ed King was actually the first one to respond to this prompt. He sent his response 50 days ago. 50 days, I tell you. I need to get these episodes out faster. His response was, answer deep questions and improve people's lives. That sounds like a good thing to do. We can end up finding the aforementioned cure for cancer, a way to prevent the common cold. We could even find the answer to the light, the universe, and everything. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. Let's see if the voters favor these possibilities. It seems the voters took a slightly more meh approach to this response. It may have been too general. Still, 5.761 is enough to let you pass Snoop Frog and be safe into ROFC 13. And the Doctor Who is the lucky 7th one to be judged. He said, I would share my knowledge with the world. That's pretty much saying the same thing as Alien Dude 321. But who delivered the message better? Alien Dude 321 or Doctor Who? The battle between the two A contestants is on as we reveal the voters' thoughts. Aw, your response failed to beat Alien Dude 321. It also had a fair bit more controversy than Alien Dude 321's highly agreeable response. However, like with Ed King, he still vaulted above Snoop Frog on the leaderboard, so you're still guaranteed safe into ROFC 13. Tony Bow is next. He said, I would use it to solve the wonder of the universe. Wait, there's only one wonder of the universe? I'm not sure about that, Tony. Anyway, in order to be safe, you must have scored at least a 6.011. Did you make it? Let's find out. Aw, you just barely missed the threshold. However, on the bright side, that means Snoop Frog gets to live another episode. Snoop Frog, you must be relieved to hear that, right? The second last one to be judged is Cloudy Explosive 2. Cloudy said, just say to the brainless people to learn. Now that is definitely different from the other responses we've judged so far. I mean, this one isn't really that helpful, it's just providing advice to help others learn. But did the voters think this is a nice change? In order to be guaranteed safe into ROFC 13, you have a steep threshold to meet, 6.899. Did you make it? Oh no, 4.196 is way off. Apparently the voters like helpful responses over, well, these kinds of responses. Your fate now rests in the hands of Samer Gamer. The last, but most likely not least, one to be judged is Samer Gamer. Your response is, I would find a way to make my ROFC response great. That's quite a self-referential response you've got there, Samer Gamer. and you'll definitely need to have made your ROFC response great if you want to win it. In order to avoid elimination, and eliminate Cloudy Explosive Toon instead, you'll need to score a 4.607 or higher. Did you make it? Let's find out. Yay, you made it! However, that means... Cloudy Explosive Toon, you had a very rough start in ROFC 1, then you skyrocketed in ROFC 2. ROFC 3 and 4 were rather poor, then you just did average in ROFC 5 through 9. ROFC 10 was a fail for you, so you then had an extremely high chance of being eliminated. You managed to dodge those odds in ROFC 11, but ROFC 12 with a subpar response was the final straw. Goodbye. To summarize, here's everyone's rank and score. Of course, Object Show Offer is green because he won the coveted triple response prize. Gosh, there's so much red now. Red contestants are eliminated. Eliminated contestants can't send any more responses to upcoming ROFC prompts. So I reran the ROFC simulation program to account for the ROFC 12 results, and this is what I got. And, wow. Samer Gamer, you might be screwed right now. In other news, Alien Dude 321 somehow expanded his dominance even more. He now has less than a 1 in 40 chance of not hitting the top 5, and he's the only one with over a 1 in 2 chance of hitting the top 3, let alone over a 5 in 6 chance. He also nearly has a 1 in 2 chance of winning, while everyone else falls below 1 in 7. To the remaining 9 of you, it's time for ROFC 13. You 9 are now in the top 30% of ROFC. Hopefully, episode 13 won't be too unlucky for you. The 13th prompt is there really a strong correlation between the number 13 and bad luck? Send in your response by November 24th, 2016, using the form in the description. I'll see you all in ROFC 13A!